Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just finna go. I'm just finna go. Yeah, I hit threes with no eyes. Threes from the ring, no lie. Cross my heart and I die. They don't wanna catch me outside. They see no way it was a tie. I couldn't take an L if I tried. Let's get it. Funny when I start trying to play around with them, they really start feeling my vibe. They can't reach where I'm trying to reside. Out of reach if I fall, I'ma die. Way too high if I slip, I'ma glide. Never know I'm alone for the ride. I'm about to become a
Yo, what's good? What's happening? We back, brand new episode of Threes from the Ring podcast. It's your boy Chris J, glad to be back. Got the boy Trail Sav here. He's here, but he's you ain't gonna see him if you on the video side. Got Tyler on here.
What's up, everybody?
And then we got a special guest, resident Chris Paul fan. The only one I know of that's been a Chris Paul fan, like legit, openly and proudly. My boy Verlon, aka SmokeyDaBandit. G.
Chris Paul was a baby.
What's going on, man? Better game, man. We in here, man. CP3, man.
Hey, man. Like, I had to bring my boy on here when I think after the Lakers won, after the Suns beat the Lakers, I was like, okay, I know I have to get him on here if they make the finals, G. If they make the finals, I'm putting him on the show, G. I have to. It's only right. This man deserves to talk his shit. He deserves to get his piece off, G. So,
man,
I'm gonna let you get your shit off, bro. I'm gonna let you get your shit off. Then we're gonna talk about the series, and we're gonna talk about what's gonna happen next and all of that. So go ahead and get your shit off, G. Go ahead and talk your crazy, G.
I know what's gonna happen, but let me say this. Tyler, know, you know too, somewhat. But let me say this. I've been a Chris Paul fan damn near since he came in the league, man. Them days at Morgan Park, man, we argue about Chris Paul. I mean, we argue about Kobe, LeBron, Steph. I don't want to argue about them, and I kept telling them Chris Paul. Even after he got eliminated a billion times, even after he got hurt a billion times, I kept telling people, CP3 the best thing that happened to this league, man. He the best point guard that ever do it. Yeah, I said it. I know it's a lot of controversy, but I said it. And he gonna prove it again. 41 points, 37 closeout games. All right. I'm done getting my chest off right there, man.
Oh, okay. He's staying humble right now. He on his Ray J shit. He's staying humble. He's like, no, don't want to talk too much. Don't want to talk too much.
I lost my voice so much during these playoffs.
I understand, G. I understand.
Hey, I can only imagine how he was when they was calling all them fouls the last 2 games.
Oh my God! Oh, they were trying to get the Clippers the game. Every possession was a foul for us. I mean, we were getting no fouls the other way. Like they kept saying that the Clippers are they get no free throw attempts. So you blatantly saying they're cheating? Like you saying it yourself? Like cheated. We only got 2 free throws. Y'all got 15. Like, come on, man. It's not real.
All valid cases, but Suns finished the job. They beat the Clippers in 4-2 last night. We're recording July 1st, just so people know, so that way. But in a really dominant fashion, they really closed that game out. We got a lot of dramatics. You had Pat Beverly being fucking Pat Beverly, showing that West Side energy. Even though it's a lot of people from out West right now who are disowning that nigga. Like, it's niggas who literally talking crazy saying, like, no, that nigga from Aurora now. I'm like, you was Lil Lord. You was Lil Lord. You was Lil Lord. Just spoke yesterday. Now, y'all hate Pat Bev, so the West Side don't fuck with Pat Bev no more. All I'm going to say is Derrick Rose would never. Derrick Rose would never. That's all I'm saying in regards to that.
That was so disrespectful.
Very disrespectful, very lame as hell. Then he got on Twitter to say, I apologize. Paul George literally went back to Pandemic P. I blame the fact that I gave him his credit. I blame myself. I gave him credit. Whenever I give these players credit, things go back to normal. And Tyler, you was present at work.
Known about him.
You was present at work when I gave Reggie Jackson credit. Yesterday, remember, I gave Reggie Jackson some credit. I did.
Yeah, and then he proceeded to be booty butt cheeks last night.
Yo, say, look, I'm
And then they had the
sorry.
nerve.
Hold on. The fucked up thing is, imagine when I say this, I am a stand of the player that I say this about. But y'all know about the slander of Reggie Jackson when he played better than Bron the whole fucking first round.
That's nice.
The whole fucking first
That's
round.
nice.
That's
But
nice.
I know who Reggie Jackson really
Bron
is.
the whole playoff.
Oh no.
He did. He
did that, and that Daytra, that is nice. That's dandy. But we know who Reggie Jackson really is.
He's about to get paid this summer. I'm about to slander him when he got bought out from the Pistons. They told this nigga that he probably won't be in the league no more. They gave him a chance in LA. LA fans proceeded to tell him that, oh man, y'all should never got Reggie. Reggie Jackson was stupid. Reggie Jackson shouldn't be in these games. Proceeded to be the best player on the court for 2 series until till Kawhi left and Paul George decided to actually start playing like a star basketball player that he is. And then he had one bad game in a closeout game in which a star should step up. Y'all want to slander this nigga?
Yes.
What about fucking Bron? There was no slander when Bron couldn't even get to a fucking paint. I don't want to hit it.
Can I say one thing? Can I please just say like one thing?
Go ahead.
You should not be comparing Reggie Jackson to
I'm not comparing Reggie Jackson.
Let me just say that.
I'm comparing why we slandering a nigga who went out and tried his hardest when the other nigga, we just was like, hey man, Brian gonna have to do it next year. That's fucked.
Because LeBron is great.
And Reggie Jackson was great for 2 series. They would have got clapped by Utah if it wasn't for Reggie.
But that's the key. You said 2 series. LeBron is
great for 1. Bron wasn't great for 1.
Okay, and that's one compared to like his whole legacy, G. Daytra, I get what you mean, but this is a point of I know who Reggie Jackson is. I know who he is.
Who is he? Come on, G.
What we saw last night was real Reggie Jackson.
I know who he is too.
He's not all right. Look, let's take this out the room. Reggie Jackson ain't no scrub. He ain't garbage. That's cap. If you look at what Reggie Jackson
mid.
came from,
He's decent.
He's mid.
He's
mid.
He's decent. Yeah,
out of Detroit Cold.
Then who?
Who the fuck came out of Detroit Cold? Who got bought out of Detroit since and came out cold, bro? That's where your career go to die. I joke about that shit on a podcast every day.
We do.
You get to Detroit for your career to die. Let's not close that. So he went to the Clippers. In the first year with the Clippers, how far did he get with them?
Second year. This is his second year with the Clippers, by the way. First year, Kawhi wanted that nigga out.
And he's always been in that type of score.
How far he got with them? To the what?
That's the conference finals.
To the what?
Not far enough.
Finals, but
not far enough.
But not far enough, G.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shout out to the Phoenix Suns. That's legit. But like Eastern Conference Finals, how many games that this nigga in the finals in the West against teams that was the number 1 and 2 seed saved their ass? So we slander a nigga who literally got them to that spot.
I'm not slandering the man. I'm not slandering.
Look, all I'm just saying is I know who Reggie Jackson is, G.
Yeah.
And that's the real one came up.
And don't be salty when your favorite player's favorite team offer that nigga 80 mil. Don't be salty when you see that
Who's my
shit.
favorite?
Hey,
G, if the Bulls get Reggie Jackson that money, I'm beating their ass.
I'll be player's favorite team. Don't be salty when LA offer that nigga 80 mil. Because they are.
G, that man is getting more than $80 million.
Not a bad contract, though.
I know.
I don't think $80 million a bad contract.
He's getting more than $80 million.
So you're
the
going to have
Knicks
to start brushing up on a lot of Reggie Jackson skills. And a lot of things
it's going to be he's literally he's going to be Dennis Schroeder 2.0 in that Lakers jersey, G.
Yeah. Because Dennis Schroeder ain't trying.
Hey, Dennis Schroeder had a bad series.
Anytime, bro.
I think he might. I don't know. Reggie Jackson he was hot. It's a difference between being hot and good. Dennis Schroeder has proven it over a constant period.
Cameron Payne was hot because Cameron Payne's shit lasted 2 games of a series.
Right, he was hot.
This game, and he came back in last game.
Quality games for the whole price, except for one closeout in which that's your start. Chris Paul, star player, what he do? Close them niggas out. That is a Paul George job. You don't talk about role players in a closeout.
So now he's a role player.
It's next man up. It's next man up.
Nah, he's a role player. G.
Hey,
It's next man up. Terrence Mann put up 39 points, and wasn't nobody saying shit about him being no damn role player. Wasn't nobody saying shit.
We did. We slandered the fuck out of fucking Eclair Jackson when he didn't even fucking was able to block this nigga.
Etwan Jackson?
Oh.
Eclair Jackson, because he French. He black at the same time.
Oh, you call Rudy Gobert. I'm like, who the fuck's Eclair Jackson?
Okay.
Look at we slandered that nigga because he couldn't stop Terrence Mann. But also, when you looked at fucking Reggie Jackson, is he a star? No, he is a role player. Role players do step up in playoffs games, but in closeouts, you don't do that. You don't ask for that shit. You don't. If a role player knocks you out in the playoffs, you are destined to fucking lose.
For the type of, I'm gonna say this though, for the type of player Reggie Jackson claimed he tried to be, because remember when he left Oklahoma City, he gonna make that Gucci too.
Every player in the league who was either a backup shooting, backup point guard, backup anything, who was able to have a good season, was able to get a contract, gonna talk big ape shit. You don't deserve to get humble off that. Like, no matter what can happen, it could be an injury, it could be you getting sent to fucking Detroit. It could be anything that will stop your momentum from being a caliber player that you were. How many players talk shit after leaving a facility and became shit? How many? Like, that's all. Half of them point guards that only one successful nigga who left on their own accord was able to be that nigga outside. Westbrook talked shit for a billion playoffs and still can't sniff out of a first round. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. I don't want to, like, goddamn, talk shit.
That was a good comparison, though. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good comparison. They both played with him. They both played with him. That was a good comparison.
Can't get it done. Like, there's a situation that, yes, at the point in time, is Reggie Jackson top 15, top 20, top none. But to slander a man who, when your star player go out, when a player at the gravity of Kawhi Leonard go out and will not be back until probably game 6 of a final series that y'all lost, I don't want to hear that shit, bro.
Who is slandering this man?
Chris?
He said he was ass. I just said he was ass that game.
He said Chris.
Role players are going to be ass in closeout games, bro. That's it.
If that was the case, the Suns would have lost because Jay Crowder did go crazy, G. It was a closeout game.
That's one of the Will
And I predicted that.
Jay Crowder don't even get more than 5 shots and then bitches go in. So that's a will of God. That's just how it goes.
He said that's a will of God.
when the game was close, who the ball go to?
Yeah.
It was in Chris Paul's hand. It was in Chris Paul and Paul George's hand.
So that's what happened. No, it was in Chris Paul and D Book. Paul George is scared of fucking rights. He was scared of them bitches, bro.
Because he's always been that. He's always been that type of player. I despise Paul George. Let me say that.
Damn. Paul George.
He is so bad. The man missed 2 free throws in a row. Where they do that at? Man? That man huff.
I agree. Look, you could miss one. Got to hit that second one.
Yeah.
Hit the second.
Yeah.
You gotta hit the second. But
like, how the hell is that possible?
I actually thought that it was going to be. I thought Phoenix was going to close it out in LA, because if it goes 7, Tyloo is one of the best coaches to coach a game 7. That's like guaranteed fucking Clippers win, bro. But I'm glad that Phoenix closed it out in LA. It's a very poetic moment for Chris Paul in his career. Place that he could not get it done at, he was able to get it done. We don't
right in the arena.
We don't blame Chris Paul for that.
We used to swear up and down the Clippers was gonna win back in high school, bro.
I never sworn down none. That was Chris' team, bro.
I swore.
It definitely was. Shit, I like them niggas.
Yeah, I'm talking about me and Verlon. Me and Verlon was probably the only Clippers fans back in 2012, 2013.
I was a Hornets fan. Let me say that. I started off with the Hornets.
Yeah, he was the Hornets fan.
When CP and them played the Lakers and Kobe, and Chris Paul got that block, and Kobe lied about his ankle hurt, and he done who's that? Obaka, whatever that dude's name.
Okafor.
That man, I was so Chris Paul. I'm like, Chris Paul about to give it to this man. Like, that's all I kept saying.
I look at Chris Paul time when he was, he was really, really fucking good. He got an MVP.
Was?
He got an MVP stolen from Bron, which is you good when that happens. Got an MVP stolen from Bron. He got an MVP stolen from Bron, bro.
All-Star game?
He was second. He was second in the vote, I believe. One of them.
No, that was Kobe. Kobe took that
was
MVP.
Kobe.
Oh, Kobe.
Yeah,
that was Kobe. I'm like,
Kobe. He got an MVP stolen from Kobe. My bad. Shout out to that. But his Clippers years, that was taken for granted because of a light-skinned nigga came through and had that whole entire time. That light-skinned nigga by the name of Wardell took that nigga soul repeatedly.
Took who soul?
Well, I wouldn't. I can't.
No. Who are you? Are you talking about Steph?
Yes.
Are we comparing Chris Paul and Steph Curry right now?
No, we not comparing. I said.
Okay.
I said the light got taken off him at his time in LA because of a light skinned nigga.
The light got taken off to some people. It wasn't taken off to me.
I'm
tell you about
Chris
CP.
Paul fan. Once I saw Chris Paul get slipped and slide across by that light skinned brother when he was the
it's basketball. It
was like
it can happen to anybody.
It was like 7 games, bro. Like in a row, they seen each other. Chris Paul cannot touch that man, bro.
Chris Paul dropped him. What are you like? Everybody's just so imaginary about Chris Paul not dropping this man.
He did drop Steph.
Your response to that one, like my time when you said it's basketball, that's my response to the time Chris Paul dropped him because it's basketball.
Okay, so let's equal out. Who got better defense?
Yo, I don't need that's like Chris Paul got better defense. Who got more rings?
Chris Paul didn't play with Steph Curry. He didn't play with Kevin Durant. If Chris Paul was on the Nets, you think they'll be at home? You think they'll be at home if Chris Paul was on the Nets instead of Kyrie?
Maybe, yeah.
No, I don't. I don't at all.
Chris Paul would have. How Steve Nash had the niggas playing out there with the minutes. Chris Paul would have several ligaments.
I'm gonna say Chris Paul would have went at Steve Nash too. He would have went at Steve Nash because I don't think Steve Nash would be a coach in the NBA. Like, I've always said
Harden tendon was off the bone like some goddamn barbecue, and he was like, you know what, go ahead, go out there, put it on your back.
Give me 45 minutes.
Harden couldn't even do a back 3 more than once. You mean to tell me Chris Paul was gonna be out there with that shoulder hanging like that? Yeah.
How many times he got to show you that he can put up 41, 37? How many times he got to show you?
Chris Paul, I was very emotional. I was doing a.
You weren't emotional.
I was doing a retrospect of his career. Like I was saying, a light skinned nigga stole the shine.
No, he didn't. I would never give you that. I would never give you that.
Proceeds to have,
the light skinned nigga who shoot threes.
He went to Houston.
James Harden didn't listen. And James, let me say this. James Harden, just 3 players, I believe. It's Chris Paul, Capella, and what's the other dude?
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker. I just saw this.
All three of them about to playing in the they playing in the conference finals.
One of them about to get a ring. So what that say about him?
I would say this. I wouldn't say it would be more on it wouldn't be more on Harden than it is as a coach. Because in those situations, you're supposed to coach great players. Harden was not coached by D'Antoni. That Harden, and you can ask. I mean, you can look at Daryl Morey and D'Antoni. They will both tell you that offense was system around Harden getting buckets. That don't win you game.
Ain't D'Antoni the assistant coach?
Hey, bro, I will tell you this right now. The Nets coaching staff is literally saying the 3 ISO players get buckets, and they coaching role players right now, bro. They're not coaching. KD built that team particularly to get buckets, bro. He will tell you that shit. He's like, I got all bucket getters. He will say that shit, bro. So there's no to get like that's not a coachable team. Just like Steve Kerr riding the coattails of the team he didn't have to coach for 2 years. And now when he a coach, he can't even get their ass to the playoffs. Same exact thing, bro. Same exact shit. But
the Warriors was close though. They was in the play-in.
The first standing they won, Steve Kerr did some coaching. He had some great assistants too. Coaching guy, but he did some coaching. After that shit, when KD, it was called get the ball into the 2 best players on the court hands, and then if we in a late game situation, I'll draw up a play for fucking Klay Thompson or something. But like Wasn't no coaching. Right now, it's real nigga coaching. You got Andrew Wiggins on that team. You got a coach now. There ain't no difference. But then, his stint in Houston didn't go too well. Niggas really blame Chris Paul a lot.
I know.
For that Rockets situation, which I think he never really deserved to blame, because the only reason the Rockets ain't touched the finals was because Chris Paul got injured. They had a scheme for that Golden State team. That Golden State could not figure out what Chris Paul was on that court, bro. It is what it is. Right? Now, they end up, blowing that up, getting Westbrook. That was a dumb move. Dumb move by Rockets. They had to make a move to keep their star happy.
James Harden was in his feelings. He blamed every teammate. He blames every teammate he's ever had.
I agree with that. Now, when he went to OKC, they thought that was like, hey, you might as well ask to get bought out, go to a contender one night. I think he was very strategic with his OKC move. He went somewhere where his body can heal. He went somewhere where his body can heal and become like he led a young team. That OKC.
You think he had say in to go into the fucking Thunder? You honestly think Chris Paul wanted to go there?
You definitely have say to say if I want to, like, not buy me out, but trade me to a contender, because he will be worth picks. All OKC wanted was picks. So
no, it was all about fucking James Harden and pleasing him. It was all about that.
I agree him getting sent to the Thunder was about that, but I mean his time at the Thunder. Great players decide where the fuck they want to go regardless. Just like Harden decided he wanted to go to Brooklyn, just like how anybody decided they want to go anywhere. Just like how Paul George woke up in the middle of the night and said, I'm a Clipper. Like, great players decide, like, yo, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. But I see he used that time at OKC strategically. He used that time to see, look, let me get a young team to a place where they can go.
But he had no choice. Let me just say, he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be there.
Chris Paul was like, this is not pre-AD. This after AD. Even if Chris Paul said this, bro, give me to the Lakers, he would have been a Laker. If he said, give me back to the Clippers, he would have been a Clipper. If he said, give me somewhere over east, give me to Philly, I want to be. Let me try to win one in Philly. He did, because guess what he said in the season after. He took them to the playoffs. He said they came to Chris Paul. It was like, you make the playoff run, you worth a couple picks. Where you want to go? Send me to Phoenix. They sent the nigga to Phoenix.
Because he wanted to go. Let me
That's
say one
what
thing.
he mean.
But no. Let me say one thing.
Let
me say something. That's because he was the man where he was. When he was with the Rockets, he had no choice. James Harden was the man. James Harden was the man. He chose what motherfuckers was going. Every time Chris Paul was the man, yeah, you damn right. He chose wherever the fuck he wanted to go. He didn't choose to go to the Thunder, man.
If fucking Westbrook was on the Indiana Pacers at that time, Chris Paul would have been on the Indiana Pacers. I understand getting Westbrook.
Right, because James Harden wanted him.
But I mean, his time in OKC, you got to look at it. He is a star player. If a star player would literally tell their agent, I don't want to be here. And they
it's different nowadays. It's the star. It's the. Yes, it is.
Anthony Davis got the bones of goddamn paper mache. He told his agent, "That's all, folks." He got out of there. Indiana.
AD was hurt. What you mean? AD was the man, but he was the man with the Pelicans. Yes or no?
Indiana cut right a year off of that tragic ass injury. Couldn't get his team nowhere. He said, "Look, see what you can get in Indiana." Got him out of there. Westbrook will fucking the Rockets. He want the man with James Harden was. Hey, Westbrook, we can't win with you. Where you want to go?
That's different. James Harden asked to get rid of Chris Paul. That's the big difference. James Harden went to management and said he can't be his man. He told Chris Paul that.
I understand that, Verlon, but what I'm saying is, when you are a star player, there's not one star player in this league, especially with a max-size contract, who particularly say, I want to go, and they won't honor that. There's not one star player that does. Every star player, and you mean to tell me that if he had a choice, if he had an inkling of him wanting to leave OKC, he wouldn't leave? Nigga, he could literally just say, I'm going to get surgery on my hamstring and be out for the rest of the season, and they can't do shit about it. They will trade him. because it's dead weight at that point. Like that same thing. Kyrie did that shit. Kyrie wasn't the man. He came off a bad playoff series in 2017 when the Warriors slapped them niggas down the court.
What team are you talking? You talking about the Celtics?
I'm talking about the Cavs. He slapped the. Kyrie was not the man with Brown.
Who else did the Cavs have?
But look, you gotta listen to what I'm saying. He
was the man though. Like
Brown was there. Brown was there when he left. Brown was still there. Brown, he literally said he found out Brown might go to LA the year after. He's like, I'm not about to sit here on this Cavs team still with Brown on his way the fuck out.
But he didn't choose where he really wanted to go, did he?
He said send me to Boston, and he sent to the Boston. He wanted to play with Tatum and them. And why you think, bro? I'm kidding you not. You think Bron looked at Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and was like, "Yeah, we about to win one with this. Let's go get D Wade too." Hell no. He looked at that shit and be like, "I'm fucked."
But some scenarios can be different. But the Chris Paul,
yes, Chris Paul.
That was all James Harden. I would not let that go. That was all James Harden.
James Harden constructed his way out to get Westbrook.
He said, "I want Westbrook. Give me Westbrook." And they said, "Chris Paul, you're going to the Thunder. There's no other option. There's no other option."
Like, you're not understanding when I say I agree with that. I mean, Chris Paul stint in the Thunder.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say is his stint with the Thunder was his choice because he did have the option to. He could have. They said, "Do you want to stay or to get traded?" He said, "I stay." That's what he's saying.
He stayed with the.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. Rehab.
So I've been missing your point the whole time. My bad. Like the whole time. Like
yeah, I understand. It's all Gucci. Like, so let me go back to. So he stayed with the Thunder, rehab, boom, got to Phoenix. He said in the interview he wanted
the Thunder. But let me say one thing. The Thunder was also one of the best. Was one of Chris Paul's best careers.
Yeah, because
best season.
He was able to
one of his best seasons.
Age, what was he, 35? That I still got it. Like
34, 35, yeah.
When he got to Phoenix, a lot of people, I would say that a lot of people slept on Phoenix as a team, even to the point when we got to the playoffs. That was sleeping because niggas stopped with AD playing.
Not me.
With AD with a one leg and Bron with a smidget of an ankle, niggas was like, "Oh, they still got this." That's cap. I told Chris on this podcast. He did. They ass go.
He did.
He definitely did. If AD and LeBron and who else we played, Jokic, if all of them would have got hurt, you think I would have gave a fuck? You think I'd have been celebrating my ass off?
As you should. As you should.
Playoffs. It's weird when most stars get injured. Usually, like high tier role players, maybe a star get injured, but injuries are a part, right? So I'm
not rooting for injuries too. Like
you
let me just say
walk the path that's destined for you. Like fucking injury. Like shit, I'm getting my ring. If Giannis don't make it to this conference finals, what the fuck I'm supposed to do about that? Like nothing. If Trae Young ankle compared, guess what? Ankle lock time. I'm taking my straps off like goddamn Kurt Angle. Like I don't give a fuck. But
not at all.
Wait, with the cyborg Kawhi, because like that series would have been, we would have been waiting for Game 7, like literally tomorrow. If Kawhi was still there, bro, and it would have been even great. It would have even been a better series because we ain't got to rely on Paul George missing a free throw. But in this aspect, I think a lot of people slept on how great of a team that James Johnson and Monty Williams and that whole staff.
You mean James Jones? I'm like,
James
Johnson.
I don't understand why they fucking slept though. Like I don't get that part. Like why niggas sleep? Like because
it's basketball, right? You look, everybody looked at the Nets. Even if the Nets ain't get injured this year, we all be like, look, Chris Paul, congratulations.
Who would have been like that? Y'all would have been like that.
I would have been because I helped KD, Kyrie, and James Harden.
Ain't shit compared to CP3.
That's cap. That's cap.
No, it ain't. Chris Paul would have figured it out, bro. He's a winner. He don't lose. Like the man is not a loser.
I agree. Like Mark Jackson said it too. He'd be a winner without the championship. That's Nets in 6.
No. And then you give us 2 games. So why not give us 4?
I give you 2 in Phoenix and Devin Booker 40.
and Chris Paul 42.
I agree with that. Yeah, Chris Paul definitely got 42 on them boys. But I give you I give you 2 games. And Devin Booker a 40-point game, and then we looking at in July, fucking Katie hosting up a Larry O'Brien, smiling and saying I'm back or some shit. I don't fucking
No. We looking up to Chris Paul averaging 35 and 10, like back in the day.
Yeah,
it's not cap. It's not cap.
I know. I'm not saying Chris Paul ain't gonna average 35. I agree. You know, ain't no defenders that can touch him in Brooklyn. And I'm looking at Phoenix saying the same thing because you ain't got to guard Paul George. You got to guard KD.
Dude, all these kids, they love this 3-point shot. Book and Chris Paul would have been like Kobe and Chris Paul. They both hitting that mid-range up.
That's what's up. But there is a nigga by the name of Kevin Durant who, and I'm saying with a healthy Kyrie Irving, who in that Milwaukee series literally was sitting the Bucks home by himself at times. And a healthy James Harden, who all he had to do was think about playmaking. It would have been scary hours like the game of that team, man. It would have been.
You would have thought it was gonna be scary, but I wouldn't have. I'd have been ready.
Hell yeah, because you looking at game 2, we looking at the writing on the wall. The writing on the wall. I wouldn't be scared either after that. Shit, you played well, Phoenix. Better luck next year. But back to so the series against the Lakers showed their arc and like how mature they were as a team. You
gave them confidence too, and that was key.
Confidence. Now you only had that when you got like veterans on the team, like Chris Paul, like Jay Crowder. It's funny as people say Jay Crowder fucking been here before when it came to long ass playoffs run.
He has.
He literally been in the playoffs for like the last.
He was in the finals last year.
Exactly. So he know it. But that comes with veteran. And then you got dogs. Like we didn't even have to add Devin Booker, Chris Paul, even Ayton. My nigga,
Mikal Bridges.
Is Miles Bridges? Miles Bridges.
Mikal, Cam Jordan.
I be getting mixed up. I be getting Mikal Bridges and Miles Bridges mixed up, so I'm not even sure. I think the announcers got them mixed up.
His name was Miles too.
Mikal Bridges came out there, gave him crazy minutes. In this series,
and playing
in
deep.
particular, Torrey Craig came out there and gave them some scrap basketball. What's the other nigga? The light skinned nigga who came off the bench with the hair.
Cam. What you talking about? Cam Jordan?
Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson. My bad. He might as well be Jordan, right?
Cam Johnson came out there and had to guard Paul George sometimes in the second half. And Paul George. And last but not least, you got. Let me tell y'all something, bro. You got you multiple good games until CP3 came back. Once you do that, you are destined to go to the NBA Finals, my brother. So,
everybody who lead the Bulls is shining. Look at Bobby Portis.
And Milwaukee really found their groove when Bobby Portis actually started to play instead of Brook Lopez.
He's been hooping.
He was hooping when he was with the Knicks.
Yeah.
No, you can hoop on the Knicks. Who the fuck else gonna hoop? But
you got a point.
They got hitters now, though.
So particularly, looking back on that series, on the multiple series, they outdogged the Lakers. I'm in the boat, you know, and this is not necessarily a bad thing. If you are a player in the NBA, especially an older veteran team, understanding when you lost is a mindset that you're gonna have to eventually swallow. The Lakers understood they lost that series. Yep. The moment AD could not come back, understood they lost that shit, bro. It is what it is. They got bodied. Yeah. Down the Nuggets series, one player should not determine a whole fucking sweep. I don't give a fuck what. We ain't get that ball to nigga in 2018 or no 20 was it 2019? We ain't get that ball to nigga 2019 or
2018.
What are you talking about?
You talking about Brian?
When his ass got swept by Golden State, we ain't giving Jokic a pass. I don't give a fuck Jamal Murray ain't there. Try playing with Kyle Korver as your second best player. So Jokic got his ass swept.
Yeah, CP3, big CP3. You know,
CP3, CP3 took them niggas home that game, bro.
We gonna sweep the Hawks if the Hawks win.
I don't think the Hawks is a sweep. I think the Hawks is in 5. I think Hawks is a 5.
So you think Hawks in 4? You think Hawks in 4?
I honestly doubt, like when Trae Young able to get fouls the way Trae Young is able to get, he will probably go to the line like 20 times in the finals game, especially getting guarded by CP3. He gonna ask for them bitches. Like,
No, he's not gonna do nothing to CP3, but he got to run into DeAndre Ayton.
I know,
been
but
playing
DeAndre Ayton had a hard time staying out of foul trouble some games too because of the way Zubac.
2 games? It was only 2 games. It was only 2 games he was in foul trouble.
The way Zubac was playing, Zubac was fucking flagging his hands up every fucking 2 seconds.
DeAndre Ayton beat the MVP of the league, and
I agree. Even though Jokic
swept him too.
Series, Jokic had a good series.
And he lost every game. So
hell yeah, you gonna lose.
Obviously, he doing something to impact the rest of the team.
You playing with a Mormon. Like, of course you're gonna lose every game. you ain't gonna make it. But when you look at the Hawks, you gotta be realistic in a way that things are officiated in this league. Like, literally the last 4 games lasted 30 minutes because of the way it's officiated.
Because they want the cheat for the Clippers.
But that, even if you want to go in that aspect, if that's going to be the way that the games are called, Trae Young gonna get them calls. It's just the way it is, bro. Trae Young,
he be getting calls.
I think Trae Young averaged like fucking 5 or 6 free throws. In the playoffs, that's hyphen. A lot of people like to say, "Oh, playoff intensity is different." Nope. We sit 30 minutes watching fucking replays the whole entire time in the playoffs, bro.
Don't get me started on that.
But I think Atlanta gets you 1. But if they do see Atlanta, it is definitely, I say 5. I say
4. I say a quick 4.
I say Phoenix in 5. If they see Milwaukee, I say Phoenix in 6.
I say Phoenix in 6. With Milwaukee, with Giannis though. If they don't have Giannis,
I think if Giannis was completely healthy, I'm giving Milwaukee in 7. But the fact that Giannis have a hyperextended, you're gonna have to bang Aiden because Giannis is 5.
Yeah.
And Giannis, the thing is, Giannis might not. There's a chance he could still miss the finals completely.
Yeah, so like I completely look at this as
How don't you see the Suns beating the hell out of the Hawks? Like, I don't even get that.
If Giannis completely healthy, I think that's what Giannis. I think Giannis will want the Suns more than anybody else coming out the West. It's just the way. It's because the Suns really had a hard time with Paul George being aggressive. That is 90% of Giannis' game is being.
So you telling me these 2 teams without their superstars right now, and I just said the Hawks. I don't understand that one. But let's just go to the Bucks. Let's say if Giannis don't play, you honestly think after the Suns gonna beat the Lakers? The Clippers.
If Giannis don't,
you don't think they're gonna sweep them?
If Giannis don't play at all, of course this is a sweep. Yeah, this is a sweep. I'm saying if Giannis come back, probably game 2 of the finals with a compared knee, I believe he can or will them to get them at least 2.
I can't say.
So what about a healthy Hawks?
A healthy Hawks? No, I think a healthy Hawks is still within 5. Like I think that's still a 5-game series. Just because the Hawks ain't got the Hawks, they can get you 1. But they ain't got the weapons to like as many that Phoenix can throw out. Like Phoenix threw out in the finals game. They got, but the Hawks can get you 1. The Hawks was the underdog in each series that they was in this playoffs, and proceeded to either beat them or fucking give them a game right now, like they gave in Milwaukee.
All teams in the East, by the way.
Yeah, but Philly had the best record. In the East. And I know in the East, but the East wasn't as big as a slouch this year. Phoenix had the best record with the best big man in the league, and the Hawks still sent them niggas to the crib.
Phoenix?
I mean, not Phoenix, Philly. Philly had the best record.
Oh, well.
The best big man in the league.
But they had Ben Simmons, too. Who shoot 1 for 15.
Anybody other than Ben Simmons on that team, we'll be talking about Philly and fucking
1 for 5. I'm sorry.
We talk about Philly and Milwaukee right now, right? But like, I gotta be realistic. I can't completely keep saying all that. Well, like they underdogs for fucking sure, but I see them getting 1. If Milwaukee coming at I give the edge to Milwaukee. Like the way Monty Billions has a hard time coaching aggressive Paul George. When Paul George is aggressive in game 2, even though they lost game 2, in 3, like Phoenix didn't know how to handle that shit, bro. Because he got everybody on that Clippers team ready to fucking play.
But he's a fluky player. Like, he can do that.
And Giannis ain't. You gotta think about it, bro.
Giannis ain't fluky.
Yeah, when Giannis don't have to see a KD, a Bron, maybe even a Joel Embiid, when he ain't seeing another nigga who can either outshine him in the playoff game, he's fucking them niggas up.
DeAndre Ayton, that's been surprising everybody.
That's why I said Giannis will have a harder time because Giannis will play the 5 even more, and especially if they dumbass put Brook Lopez in the game during heated moments. If my Budenholzer do that, then yes, Giannis.
He's snapping tonight, by the way.
He ain't compared with fucking Giannis on the court. I don't like
post moves again.
How you 7 foot but can't catch a rebound? Like I don't like that.
That's been Brook Lopez since we was with Brooklyn, G. So it's like
I still don't like that shit, bro. I don't know you can't catch a rebound. But when you look at the way Monty Williams had a hard time coaching Paul George, that's literally Giannis. Giannis gonna press that paint. He can't shoot a foul to save his life. He's still gonna wear the paint down. Chris Middleton is really good playing that Robin. Even though people like to call him a Batman, but playing that Robin role in which I can't close this goddamn game. Go ahead, close the coming front row. But I believe that David Easton Giannis don't come out 100 because he won't be 100% with a high pace than me. Because you're a big man. You're not gonna be 100%. You need weeks.
He do, because he's gonna be able to jump up and down all the time.
I definitely say this is Phoenix title. I don't put an asterisk on it. I'm not in that fan base. I put asterisk on titles.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say real quick. It was people saying that like, oh, all these players that got hurt this playoff, so we got to put an asterisk by this one too. It's like, no, I'm not giving a pass to that one because for the most part, every team that had a superstar that had more than one superstar, at least had one to finish their series, and then close out. So that's just you got to chalk that one up to the game. That's not an asterisk. That's just it is what it is. It sucks that it happened, but that ain't no asterisk. Not gonna no.
You can't asterisk that bubble ring though. You can't put an asterisk by that bubble ring.
We're not putting asterisk on the
bubble injured.
The bubble ring. That's my uncle would say the bubble gum
legit
ring.
Argument or reason why the bubble is not a real ring.
Man, that shit. I wouldn't say it's. I'm not saying it's not a real ring, but it shouldn't.
You
I don't know. That's the first time something like that ever happened, man.
No, you don't have no home court advantage. There's no traveling. So you literally there's no traveling. Everybody got the same workout facilities. Everybody got the same, not the same room, but everybody got the same everything else. You literally are going to be able to no crowds to hamper or throw shit on the court, things of that nature. You're playing
straight hooping.
You playing basketball in its purest form, like you in an open fucking gym in a YMCA.
Right, but you just called it what it is, an open gym.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike didn't do that. AI didn't do that. Shaq didn't do that. Kobe didn't do that.
They never had a chance.
That's why.
They never had a chance to do the same thing. Like, we can't compare our opinions.
Right. I mean, right, but that's why it's a bubblegum ring. Some teams didn't even want to go. Some players didn't even want to go.
Of course, like,
that's why.
No player in this league would say that bubble ring was not. Because if Miami won that shit, nobody would say anything. If the Clippers won that shit, definitely nobody would say anything.
It's the ring. Look. It's the ring, but you got to put the asterisk right there. It's no choice.
Everybody was healthy.
How many times COVID been around?
Like, it only been around for 1 year, of course.
Well, it still is around. What the fuck you talking about? It's still around.
Asterisk.
But nobody.
Right, I'm saying asterisk though, because that was our first time, and they played in the bubble. Like we're not putting the bubble right now.
I don't believe the asterisks on rings. But you mean to tell me when you look at fucking Phoenix Road, and Phoenix didn't go against board, like Phoenix literally went against teams where multiple pieces are not available. That's not an asterisk. Like you went against
multiple teams, not a. That don't got injuries are a part of the game, but COVID and the bubble are not. That's what I got to say about that.
Like but the game ain't different. The game's not different with the bubble. You just got fans. It's the same.
That's what make it different. We make the NBA. We make the NBA.
Well, you mean in terms of fan enjoyment, like me watching games, of course fans make it better. But when you look at the game, you can't tell me, oh, bro, Kawhi Leonard like, yeah, man, we blew a 3-1 lead because we didn't have the Clippers fans. No, we're not gonna say that shit. Like, we blew a 3-1 lead. No, you want to look at.
He would have said that if they were at home and they wasn't in the bubble and the fans wasn't cheering. He would have said that.
Even if they was, no, they would not. Kawhi Leonard, like, you know what Kawhi Leonard gonna say after blowing the 3-1 lead to Jokic? The better team won. Let's get it. Let's try to run it back next year. In the whole fucking interview, because Kawhi Leonard is a hooper. He gonna play. If anybody who looked at that bubble, and the niggas who hooped in the bubble, people like Damian Lillard, people like Jamal Murray, Jokic, people like Kawhi. Kawhi hooped in the bubble for one fucking game.
That's such a weak ass ring. That's a weak ass ring.
Okay,
that's a weak.
You can't say it's a weak ring when Phoenix really are beating hobbled teams.
Yes, I can, because Phoenix, number one, has not did anything, and I mean nothing. The Lakers won last year. Lakers won last year. LeBron won.
8-0 in the bubble. They just
LeBron won. Chris Paul has never Booker ain't even been to the playoffs. So yeah, we gonna take every fucking L. Every fucking W we can get.
It's still like, but when you compare the two, if you look at a completely healthy bubble roster with no superstars injured, and a playoff run where every team you win against, they're a top scorer, which is injured. How would you rate that?
You're comparing them though to the Phoenix Suns with everybody on their team that's not even been to the playoffs besides Jay Crowder and what's it.
There's always going to be a situation where the team never been.
But they were just saying. But before all this, they were saying the experience is going to get us killed. They was just saying we were too young to do anything.
I think the Phoenix. Do they beat a healthy Lakers team? Probably fucking not. But I do think.
I don't know. The way Chris Paul is playing, I don't know.
In instance, because the Lakers was hitting harder with injuries. If the Lakers was completely healthy throughout this whole season,
can we stop saying injuries though? Because LeBron and AD didn't use that as no damn excuse.
I know they didn't use it as an excuse. That's what I'm saying. Nobody used it. Nobody in the bubble said that was an excuse. Like nobody said anything. So that's what I mean. There's
nobody said anything because it was only a certain amount of players.
Who missed that on the bubble?
A lot of people didn't play. How many teams were allowed? How many teams were allowed? And how many teams went for no reason? How many teams went for no fucking reason? The Suns went 8-0 and didn't even make the playoffs.
Because they was trying to play for a play-in. Like it's not about how many teams. Like Verlon, you gotta listen, bro.
We risking. That was COVID protocol. People signed up and volunteered to come down.
It was played, but as in star players, they all agreed. Let's finish the season out. They all stepped on the court every single fucking game they played. If a star player in the NBA felt like this is going to be a hindrance to my career, this is going to be a hindrance to like me playing for the rest of my career, it don't matter. They will literally say, "I don't want to play." They could have opted out the bubble, but they all like, "Yo."
LeBron said, "I'm playing," so everybody else said, "I'm playing." It's all about that nigga. It's all about that nigga. I know because LeBron said he playing.
But even if bro, even if you can still say no, you can't.
LeBron run that league, man. When it come to that shit, LeBron run that shit. LeBron run that shit.
LeBron run the league. He could have said run the bubble back twice since that's the reason we won.
No, he couldn't say that. We on different protocols.
If I'm a great player who's looking at a situation,
you didn't see LeBron complain about that damn ring.
No, he's not.
I mean about the bubble. You didn't see that shit.
Nobody's gonna complain. The only thing LeBron complained about was the shortened season. But nobody's gonna complain. And anybody won that ring. If Phoenix got to the playoffs, if Phoenix mocked everybody, nobody will call that a bubble ring, bro. It's just the way it is, bro.
But let's get ready to move on. Let's get ready to move on. So,
bubble ring.
Look, man, it is what it is. Asterisks happen. Every ring has asterisks. But let's get ready to move on. So you already believe that the Suns is pretty much more than likely going to take it all. But Verlon, before I let you go, Chris Paul is probably going to opt out this year to get more money. Do you want him to come back to the Suns, or do you want him to go elsewhere?
This is the question right here. See, the Suns doing their thing. Even if they win, you know what I mean? The NBA gonna be stronger next year, which we all know. Me, honestly, I wish this motherfucker go play with LeBron and stop playing around because it's so annoying that he I get how competitive he is. I get that he want his bag. I get that. And once you win this ring, nobody can say that the rings that you're gonna get with LeBron if you do sign is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So let's leave. Let's leave Devin Booker in a good ass space. You know what I mean? I'm coming off a ring. They call me next Kobe. Let's leave him there. You always gonna have support for him.
Leave him
there. Realistically, he only got what 3 years left, 3-4 years for real. You know?
2. I'm giving him 2. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And one last question before I let you go. This for real. If Chris Paul wins it all, where do you rank him all time at point guards?
That ain't no surprise.
Yeah, I need. I need this answer.
Okay, realistically, let me be realistic. Nobody can be better than Magic. We all know that. I put Chris Paul at 2. All time to ever play the game.
That's big cap.
To ever play the game, man.
That's big cap.
To ever play the game.
If you want to talk about purists, of course, yeah.
I'm talking about straight point guard. Point guard.
I know, but if you want to talk about that's the position that they was drafted at, and they played that the whole time. I'm sorry. There's a nigga with 2 MVP, 3 champions.
Oh man, you talking about him again?
The best record in the history of the NBA.
With KD.
Like it's Magic, it's Steph, and then it's whoever else y'all want to put at the end of that. I don't fucking know. I couldn't see Oscar Robertson play if I wanted to, so I don't even know how to do it. So it's look. I agree. Like even if Chris Paul don't win this, he definitely have that conversation to say, put me in that 3 spot, argue about 2 for me. But
he better than AI if he wins. He's better than AI.
He listed as a shooting guard anyway, so
AI was a shooting guard.
Even though we all believe he was a point, he was shooting guard. It's between him and IT. You look at Chris Paul and IT. You take that 3 spot.
You said who?
Him and IT. Isaiah Thomas.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Isaiah Thomas.
I'm putting him over Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas got to win in the series over Jordan. We got to talk about it with Pippen.
Pippen has CTE. We'll talk about that later.
Who gave him the CTE?
Not Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer.
Bill Laimbeer, damn near.
And then you look at it, he got one over Magic too. Come on, man. Come on. Like you gotta when you rate great players, a lot of people rate great players off of not only say for instance statistical aspects. Right, you can rate players off that. But when you talk about greats and you compare them to 1, 2, 3, and 5 on the championship team, who was the best player on that team? If you were the best player on the championship team in your prime, and we ranking you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's how you edge that out. When you ranking the best small forwards, Brian got 4. Who the hell was the best player on all of his 4 rings? LeBron
is top 3 all time.
Yeah, you look at Jordan. I know Jordan has a mythical fucking resume. you look at. Okay, let's take the last 3 championships out. Let's say when Jordan retires and never come back. You look at his fucking 3 rings. You look at him averaging 35 points in the fucking playoffs. Damn near 38. You look at his resume as him being the best player. Jordan, the best shooting guard of all time. You look at Magic playing with fucking HIV.
Oh my God, I don't think that. Okay.
being able to at the time when he won his ring say, Magic, we're gonna need you at the center part while still being able to play fucking game winning basketball at the point. Best point guard of all time. Point guard. So, when you look at it in that aspect, when Chris Paul eventually get this ring, you're gonna have a conversation with IT. Against Steph Curry though? Yeah.
If Chris Paul goes to the Lakers after he declined, They're gonna win 2 more rings,
I
and then Chris Paul gonna be number one.
The Lakers got enough money to get Chris Paul.
They'll make it happen. They'll make it happen.
Chris Paul got to take a huge ass pay cut.
Somebody.
The Illuminati can make anything happen.
Oh my god! All right, G. So I'll let you go, Verlon. Go ahead and tell the people what you do, all that good stuff. Tell them where your music at, where to find your music, and all that good stuff. G.
What's up, y'all? Verlon, aka SmokeyDaBandit, man. You can find my music at SoundCloud.com. You see my name right there, SmokeyDaBandit 5. Just type that in. You'll see all my songs. New music coming on the 4th. So look forward to that, man. Appreciate y'all for having me too, man.
No problem, G. We'll bring you back. If the Suns finish the job, we bring you back, G. Because you gotta talk all your shit then, G. No more being humble after that, G.
You know I gotta be humble right now because CP done, he done been to a lot of moments and it ain't. But I'm just gonna wait for it, and then I got something for that trip. I gotta come on here and I gotta talk to him.
All right, G, you be smooth, bro.
All right, y'all. All love, man.
All right, bro.
All right.
Cool. So, all right. So, hey, that was funny. That was funnier than I thought it was gonna be.
I told you.
Oh man, look, I never knew.
Bro, don't tell me Brook Lopez. Come on, dog.
Look, Brook Lopez was hooping, G. And man was looking like Brooklyn Nets Brook Lopez, G. He was in the post, posting niggas up, making moves. I'm like, damn, Giannis is holding this nigga back.
Yo, bro, Phoenix. I mean,
I wouldn't say he's holding him back. Or Mike Budenholzer don't know how to use him.
Look. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, bro. I'm gonna keep it real, 100%. I love the playoffs. I'm particularly loving this playoffs. Particularly loving the fact that a team that's, if they get there, they haven't won a championship in fucking more than decades. If they get there, I think Phoenix's was in like the 70s. The same thing with Atlanta. Yeah, I think Phoenix was in the 70s.
Phoenix had one in the 70s, and they went with Barkley in the 90s.
Well, actually, when the championship, I think with Paul Westphal, it was like 71 or some shit. I don't fucking know what 73.
Yeah,
but and the same thing with Milwaukee since Luau, and then
they
Atlanta,
actually have 0 championships.
They didn't. Was it an ABA type thing?
No, they never won.
They've been to
the finals. They only have 2
won.
finals appearances: 75 and 1993.
Okay, all right, So them winning. If the Suns win it for the first time in like fucking their whole entire shebang, that's what's up. But I would say this: I don't want to see another Game 7. I refuse. If it's not a finals Game 7, I don't want to see another. No, that's just me. I think Game 7 is some of the worst basketball ever. No. Look at the history of Game 7s, bro. It is some of the worst basketball because everybody got to take a shit in that game, bro. It is some of the worst. If it's not a complete blowout, if it's contested, it is the worst basketball I've ever seen in my life. Come on, go look at the Warriors versus Lakers in the last 3 minutes.
Hey, G, that's a classic game. That's a classic game. Y'all saw that shit live. Come on, bro. No,
it's a classic game for 2 fucking plays. My nigga, look at the last 3 minutes of that finals, bro. Actually, go on YouTube and type in last 3 minutes.
I know, G. I know.
There is a 30-minute fucking movie.
It's a 30-minute movie. I know, G.
You can't. That is some. Imagine watching Phoenix and Atlanta do that shit. We was watching 2 premier teams do that. Imagine watching Phoenix and Atlanta.
I'm hoping that they see
Chris Paul twerking up the court trying to get a foul. Come on, man. No, I'm not. No game. No more Game 7s. Get these niggas out of here. When Phoenix had a first game, you will have home court advantage. Get that 2-0, probably drop one in Milwaukee or Atlanta, win the rest of the time. Bring that shit home to fucking Phoenix. Have your celebration in the fucking hot weather, racist ass state of Arizona, and call it a day. I don't give me kill these niggas, bro. They both hampered teams. Brook Lopez just won them a fucking game. Atlanta is fool. Ayton should average 24 and 15. Brook Lopez won them a game. Like, so I don't want to hear that shit. Don't give me no game sevens. Fuck that. If we get a game 7 versus Philly in Atlanta, I'm telling y'all right now, I will not be able to give y'all any nuggets on that game because I'll be playing my PS5. Not watching that shit at all. That game 7 to be win. So if Saturday,
That'll be Sunday.
It'll be Monday because
No,
Saturday
Monday.
is game 6. And then fucking
be Monday.
Monday would be.
It'd be
That's
Monday.
my day off too. Hell no.
Hey, ooh, no, G, you might no. Hey, if Adam Silver can have his way, G, he's gonna try to get them Game 7 ratings, G, for the if the Bucks and Hawks, G, if possible. He's gonna try to get that 4th of July ratings, G. I'm sorry, G.
Question before it's not that much to talk about basketball and Scotty. So a real basketball question before we slander Scotty.
Oh yes.
Do John Collins get the money that he wants this offseason from Atlanta?
It's gonna depend on these next two. It's gonna depend on the next game and on if they proceed on because like this game should have really dictated like, oh yeah, because I like John Collins. I like his skill set as a big, which was a little bit more aggressive. Huh?
They never took roids, but continue.
Hey, that did happen.
All I gotta say is
that did happen.
Aiden came back from that team was a playoff team, and now it's going to the finals. All I say is them steroids. Look, go ahead and take that year off, or ask Braun for that secret stuff. You all good.
Hey, John Collins, he's in an interesting situation because somebody's going up. Because once again, this I hate restricted free agents so bad. I really wish they make a rule like the next CBA. They make a rule for unrestricted free agents, but somebody's going to pay him more than he's probably going to be worth. And if I'm the Hawks, if I'm the front office, I think of a magic number in my head. We do not match if it goes over. To me, I'm saying if it goes over 120, no. I'm not matching.
I'm saying if you go over 80 or 90, I'm not matching. You got the space, but you got to think about it. You got Cam Reddish and
you could finesse Cam Reddish because his injury history.
I know, but you still got Cam Reddish and Hunter that one of them you paying and the other one gonna be an asset. You can
finesse. I get what you mean because I don't think you can really keep both in a perfect world.
If you want to maximize, your core, try to build them up together, Golden State-esque, you pay them. That's just the way it is, bro.
Yeah.
Pay him. Capella probably going, he probably ain't gonna demand no more money after his contract run out. You pay him. Because they got a shit ton of space. They got a shit ton of space. If a star came and said, I want to win one in Atlanta, they probably win one. They got that much space.
Or you just depending on, like, they just say you keep John Collins. His contract's an asset.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, say, for instance, you keep John Collins. Trae Young, his contract going to be a fucking lot. If they let this nigga get into an all-star game and an all-NBA team, please. So y'all don't ruin this nigga money. Because they fucked up Jason Tatum's money. They fucked up Jason Tatum's money bad, bro.
And they cheat that nigga out of $33 million. Yeah, I'll be heated. I'm heated.
But when you look at, I don't know. I think you don't match 80. I don't think he's worth more than 100 million right now. I think in the future he can be.
But that's kind of the thing with restricted, like the rookie extensions or rookie deals after they rookie contracts. They kind of paying them for what they can be worth. We lost Tyler. So it's like in regards to that, that's what I'm saying. Somebody's going to pay. The number might start at 100. That's what I'm saying. Somebody's going to pay him. So it's a funny, interesting type situation.
I mean, shout out to Sacramento. Shout out to Detroit. Somebody paid him.
Somebody would literally.
Marvin Bagley won't outdo a signing trade.
Yeah, Marvin Bagley. Look, I love Marvin Bagley, but he can't stay healthy.
That nigga won't out of Phoenix. That's that Phoenix fucking
Sacramento.
Bro, that shit.
Look,
They got
man.
Dr. Miami backed up, bro. There ain't nobody backed up, bro.
Gee, bogus. But yeah, like that's a super interesting situation with John Collins because like because at the end of the day you still got to pay. I think Trae Young is next year.
Yeah,
Trae Young is literally next year.
That's his 4th year.
So it's like you got to figure out like regardless Trae Young, I'm keeping that nigga. Like yeah, fuck it, yeah, shit. We possibly might make a finals even though they down 3-2, but like nigga, like you got to max him easily. Then you have to like Cam Reddish and Deontay Hunter. You just have to figure out. You just kind of hope that, and it's similar to the Warriors type situation because they can do it if done properly. You just can't do it with Trae Young now. But with Hunter, who I think has Kawhi level potential, if healthy, you'd be like, okay, bro, you just can't stay healthy. He's 50 mil. And then just say he just suddenly becomes all-star level. You just literally finessed all-star level player. And he has to make $50 million over the course of his contract. Cam Reddish, he can't stay healthy either. You can finesse the same thing.
They can't. Cam, okay, who got the bigger upside?
Because the funny thing, it's hilarious because literally coming out, I don't know, DeAndre Hunter was more compared to be a 3-and-D guy. Cam Reddish had the higher upside. But watching them play, I think Hunter has the higher upside. And Cam Reddish, like they say he was supposed to be Paul George 2.0. I don't see it. I don't see it.
That's cap.
I don't see it.
Bobby Portis had 22. Yeah, all right, Milwaukee. You deserve to go to the final. You gave Bobby Portis 22.
Bobby Portis was hooping, G. Bobby Portis was hooping.
He should not be. They put Clint Capella through hell. But no, like I think Hunter, whatever his last name is, I think he has a chance to be Trae Young's Robin in the future, bro.
Yeah.
3-and-D guy. If he can stay healthy, he gonna be cold. He gonna be really, really. He was D in the middle to last game, bro. Not this game. I ain't watched this game, but last game he was D in the middle. So, but I have to ask that before we talk about Scotty press tour for some apparent fucking reason.
Yeah. So unfortunately, let's go ahead and move on. Scotty's been tripping. We could have talked about it last week, but I think we moved on from it. Moved on, and I was like, "Fuck it."
Are you still tripping?
And he is. I've been calling Scotty capping. He's got into it with KD over the past week. Says with his thoughts on recent NBA shit, his thoughts on Mike, his thoughts on Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson's a racist.
Even though there's
he may not be wrong about.
Which he's
Cap. So you a coach in the NBA. I don't even think a racist blood can stay that long, bro. Like you in a coach where half your Tony Kukoc was the only person you could dap up that was white half the time with Steve Kerr. Like your blood can't stay racist that long. You gotta walk in there. You gotta see black people in the fucking locker room every single day. You gotta see physical, no more almost specimens. You gotta see Michael Jordan when God was like, "I'm not gonna play fucking fair." Phil Jackson was a basketball player. If you was racist, you would be jealous of Michael Jordan and the fact that he could come on the court at halftime in his lifetime, didn't even go to the fucking gym and decided to say, "I'm going to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time my fucking rookie year." He couldn't be racist. But I would like to say this. Do Jordan call Pippen?
I don't think so, G. I think Jordan just.
I don't think they even.
I don't think Jordan give a fuck.
Barkley before he talked to Pippen.
I don't think Jordan called Scotty. Like, think about it. When they ended, like, say for instance, when Jordan was still a celebrity, right, and not a myth. When they ended, like, you used to see Jordan like on Oprah talk shows and stuff like that. He'd be with other basketball players. I was just watching a clip with him and Charles Barkley. When Jordan left, was he ever chilling with Pippen?
I don't think him and Scotty was ever like friends.
Even
Scotty admits like they not really friends.
Because at least him and Charles Barkley were actually friends.
Yeah, like him and Charles is actually friends. Who else?
He's friends with Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, he's actually cool with Ewing. Like it's in a way.
I think Scotty got a lot of little brother syndrome, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
coming from a younger brother, but I always looked up to my big brother, so I never had like a jealousy thing with C-Mac. I always looked, no matter what C-Mac do. If C-Mac made a dumb decision, I looked up to that dumb decision. Odin was dumb as fuck, but I looked up to it. Looked up to the bravado to make that dumbass decision.
The bravado to make the decision.
But looking at this, right, bro, I think Scotty really thought he was the man.
Yeah.
But like at a point in time, as a man, you got to be able to humble yourself for somebody better than you or something. Like I'm a firm believer. If a nigga take my bitch, he deserved it in every aspect of it. And you can, bro, that ain't right, bro. If a nigga is slutting my bitch out, he deserved her. I lost. If you couldn't consider that a loss, right? If a nigga beat me in 2K, guess what? I take that L. Don't happen to comment often, but I take the L. If a nigga like Chris beat me in the show, what I do? I take the fucking L.
You took the
I'm
L.
as competitive as I can get when it comes to sports games. Because I always like to beat people in sports games, coming from a nigga who don't play sports. Take the L. Like at a time when people are betting you or something, take the. Nobody told you to take a fucking Snickers bar and $10 for a contract. Nobody told you to do that shit.
Especially when the owner said, "I'm not renegotiating." By the way, he told
He
you.
said fine.
No.
And the thing is, like, if you can't, I think he's really sad that people don't value him. Real hoopers know what Scotty was. Right? I need to say that, like, real hoopers, I don't, real fans know, but when you look at like real hoopers, niggas who play the game, know how valuable Scotty was. Niggas who always talk to Jordan in a funny way. He got 6. Woody woo. They always say you would never have 6 without Scotty.
And Mike admits that too.
And for an all-time great to say that shit, the greatest of all time, to say I would never be the greatest of all time if I didn't have you as a player. I want to keep it buck. Like, players are interchangeable, right? Say for instance, you put Dame in Kyrie's spot. Bron still win that championship, right? You put, it's very hard when you look at it. But like, say for instance, put another 3-and-D guy in Scottie Pippen's spot. I don't think you win that chip. I don't.
Well, Scotty wasn't 3-and-D.
Well, okay, you put another 2-and-D guy in Scottie's spot. With that. What would you call Scotty when he was?
He was a point forward. He was
okay.
He was point forward, yeah.
In Scotty's spot, you probably it wasn't that many at that time. Probably like 2, but you probably you wouldn't. What I mean is, Scotty was a part of that championship, but I think he suffers in this. It's probably as he get older, he has sleep at night. He's sleeping alone.
I think he regrets not achieving more on his own.
But but that's the game, bro. Like there will always be somebody in the NBA that's either you is the great and then you decline, or you will always be in the shadow of said great one, right? Look, you could have did what Kyrie did.
I was about to bring up Kyrie.
You could have chose your own destiny. Like Kyrie didn't want to be in the shadow. It's either Cleveland was going to treat us like a duo, or you ain't gonna treat me like shit. You ain't gonna. Oh no. And he created his own dynasty. Did that shit work out in racist ass Boston? No, but it was about to work out in Brooklyn. It was going to.
Yeah, because if Scotty wanted to, like you said, he did not have to take that bullshit contract and be. And we all saw from the Last Dance documentary how they were even treating Jordan. So if they was treating Jordan like shit, imagine how they treating you. You could have said, let me out of here. I don't want to be here. Send me to the Spurs or some shit. He could have did that if he wanted to. Or send me to the Knicks. You could have won and played with you.
They still would have got. I think Jordan would have took that personal. Would have got your ass bitch slapped.
He definitely would have.
You got your shit mangled.
But hey, it don't seem like they friends right now anyway. So,
like
maybe it would have never mattered.
But I would like to say this. I think Scotty's he's definitely. This is If you are a basketball player and you're on the press tour, this is what you do. You go on first take. You bring up LeBron James. There you go. That's the number 1-2 punch of press tour. You go on first take, and you bring up LeBron James at 3. You bring up LeBron James comparison to Jordan. That's how you go on ultimate press tour. You get your book sold. You get people talking about you.
And your liquor. Don't forget the liquor. That's the main thing.
Oh yeah, exactly. Now, the funny thing is that KD comment, he didn't have shit to like. He literally had
completely
I need to find some way to bring the Bron and KD argument into this shit. That's fucking wild.
The dude didn't ask him about KD at all.
Like, this is the thing, though. I would like to say, when is we really? I know we do, right? I know I pretty much I do it more than anybody. But when is the OGs and some of the media just gonna put KD at that Bron level of like, don't talk about his game because you can't talk about it no more. Talk about everything else, like if you don't have a winning mentality, this or that. But don't talk about his game. Like, notice nobody talks about Bron's game because it's solidified. It's solid. Why the fuck do we still talk about KD's? It's stamped. He's stamped. I'm a KD stan, of course. KD is slowly becoming probably my favorite player of all time. He's stamped. What the fuck is we talking about him? Nigga, talk about your Bulls. Talk about that shitty organization. I'm telling you, if you talk about Bulls as a shitty organization, you would get more traction than bringing up Bron's name.
Yeah.
If you tell them they gave me a fucking bust instead of a statue, like you gave me, my head is in the middle of fucking Staples Center somewhere. I mean, not Staples, United Center somewhere. It's in the middle. I don't even know what a fan Scotty Pippen. You know what a fan Jordan statue is. Where's Scotty's? Where's Scotty bust at? Tell me.
I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think he has one.
No, he has a bust. He has his face. A little face thing in United Center. You didn't even know it. You didn't even know Scotty had a bust. What I mean by bust, it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what it is. Yeah, the little head statue.
Yeah. You didn't even know he had one. Talk about that. They couldn't even get this man Scotty standing with his hands on his fucking knees, bro. They couldn't even get this man half a statue. They gave this nigga a bust. Talk about that. He gave them 6 rings. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes a time when you gotta not talk. Nigga, talk shit about Jordan. If you want, oh my God, if he want a press room,
yeah, that would have been headlines every single day.
I don't believe Jordan was a team player winner. I just believe he was a really good scorer. I believe he was just the best scorer of all time. But when it comes to winning, I think people like Magic, nigga, people like Isaiah Thomas. If he said I team,
then Jordan's gonna call him then. If he wants a phone call from Mike, that's gonna lead to a phone call. That's gonna lead to a phone call.
We're gonna get a Mike interview from a random ass radio station in North Carolina.
No, he gonna call Isaiah Rashad. He gonna be like, "Hey, one time for the fun time, my nigga." He said, "Oh hell yeah."
You mean Ahmad Rashad?
Yeah, Ahmad Rashad. There we go. Rashad, one time for the fun time. G. He be like, "Hold on, man. I got some shit to say."
I think that's probably gonna be the first time Jordan will ever really defend his legacy, like in the interview, because he's never really talked about himself.
Because he don't need to.
Like that. He don't right because he don't need to. But in that instance, he's like, all right.
About Jordan, his legacy is so fucking stamped. It's like so ingrained in basketball mythology. Like, what can you say? He only won 6. You only won 6. When you couldn't before your first championship, you couldn't get past Larry Bird and Magic. Oh wait, the Pistons who had 2 years of fucking fame, that's the team that stopped you. Nigga, this nigga had a whole decade in a fucking strangle. We can say Bron as a player, right? As a player with statistics, he was the best player for a whole decade. Did he really have it on lock though? There was teams to beat him. There was no conceivable team other than one, but Jordan went to go play basketball that had even an inkling of beating him. But even if Hakeem could have averaged 45 and 15, Jordan just would have averaged 46. So there, it's so stamped. But I'm telling you, Jordan would have came online and said Scottie Pippen acting like a bitch, and then we would have been having an old head argument. It is what it is. But this, with Scottie, this comes midlife crisis. This comes from losing your wife to a rapper, and then other basketball players down the line. Like if you're
that's the fucked up part.
Yeah, like other niggas in the league is fucking your wife as we speak.
You have not played until 2004. Other players are looking up your wife and saying, "Hey,
these niggas are not like Paul Georges. These are not like West. These are niggas coming off the bench, fucking your wife."
So
look up the last person.
Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley sacrificed his family, G.
He gave it up. He gave everything up.
Malik Beasley. Talk about it, bro. What team Malik Beasley play for?
He plays for the Timberwolves.
Nigga, I thought he still played for the Nuggets, bro.
Come on, G. We talked about when he got traded, I think.
Hold on, I thought he still played for the Nuggets. Hold on. Give you one second. This nigga really plays for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he got traded 2 seasons ago.
Is there another Malik that plays for the Nuggets?
No.
Oh, that's another Malik that plays for the Nuggets.
No.
Hell no. All they talk about is the Malik Beasley trade. Shit. Bro, so that even enhanced my argument, bro. You lost to a nigga that I forgot that left a team or got traded. This nigga played for the Wolves. Yeah, you lost to a nigga that played for the Timberwolves. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I understand why Scottie Pippen. I'll be on the press tour, too. Look at me. You need validation. You out there with them fucking Bodie dreads? Not Bodie. What's the nigga name? Bugsy. Bugsy from the Wire. He out there with the Bugsy dreads?
Gee. I said he had the Chaz look from 2016. 2016 Chaz look.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man, my nigga enjoying his time in Vegas right now, bro. Leave him alone, man.
I already told Chaz that to his face. I'm like, he dressing like you for 2015, 2016.
Yeah, that shit'll wake me up in the cold sweat. Somebody tell that to me, bro. I wake up in the middle of the night. But gee, I can't. He going through a midlife crisis. It is. But I don't understand. Like, he in the situation. Like, your legacy stamp. It's just that I'm pretty sure he spent too much time on like basketball Twitter. He probably got like a burner, and he see that motherfuckers like Michael Jordan playing with plumbers. I ain't no damn plumber. You probably see when there ain't nobody talking about when people put up the 1990 the Bulls run. He see Mike. Mike is a mythical legend. Name me 3 other than Wilt Chamberlain. Other than Jerry West. Name me 3 Wilt Chamberlain teammates.
Can't do that, bro.
Elgin Baylor?
I don't think Elgin Baylor was there because he left the year they won that championship.
No, Wilt was there for 2 years. He was there the year before too.
Okay. Other than Elgin
Name
Baylor,
us some players off of the Wilt Chamberlain Warriors team.
Name some players off of the first team Wilt was on. Was it the Bullets?
The Sixers. He was on the Sixers.
That's what I'm saying. That's back when they were the Philadelphia Warriors.
But they were the Sixers, and then he went to both either way. He was there for both.
I don't know neither. That's the point.
Rick Barry wasn't on that team.
I think Rick Barry old, bro. I think Rick Barry fucking ancient, G. I think Rick Barry older than what we fucking think, bro.
No, Rick Barry was there at that same time. Let me see. Hold on.
I'm about to look that shit up.
There's no way. Let's look up hold on, Wilt Chamberlain. Let's see. Basketball reference. I'm glad Wilt Chamberlain. We type in Wilt and Wilt Chamberlain pops up automatically.
You know what
Let's
to
see.
look to think of.
Well, you're right. Let's pick the Philadelphia. No, let's go San Francisco Warriors. Nate Thurman was on this team.
Yeah,
Shit.
Okay.
that I do.
Oh, they played in the early 60s. Fuck.
Okay, let's look at that 76ers team. Jesus
Bro,
Christ.
he got a roster, bro. He got a roster. Paul Arzon, Al Eddles, Wilt
I'm
Chamberlain,
like one of my old teachers.
Ed Collins, Tom Gula, York Larcy. This nigga first name York. Ted Luckenbill.
Oh yeah, he was a farmer. That was a farmer.
Frank Radovich, Guy Rogers, and Joe
Generic 2K name.
Buckley.
The fact that he was on the same team as Nate Thurman, bro, is throwing me off.
Gee.
Yeah, because Nate
Bro,
Thurman was on
they
that
played
all-time
against-
Warriors team, ain't
my
he?
nigga,
Yes.
They played against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. It was 8 teams, bro. Look, and then that argument is the it was more great players on the team. Look, my nigga, this nigga name was Tom Gula. I'm about to look him up now. I'm about to look Tom Gula career stats.
So I think I'm looking at the teams. Before he got to the Lakers, his best teammate had to been Billy Cunningham.
Billy Cunningham.
Billy Cunningham was on the team on the Sixers teams his last 2 years. Therefore, he got to the Lakers. That was his best teammate. He never played with Rick Barry. Rick Barry must came like after he left.
Tom Gula. I'm looking up this nigga right now.
Bro, this man is really looking up Tom
Yes,
Gula.
Look up that farmer too.
What was his name? What was the farmer name?
Luckenspiel or some shit.
Tom
Ted
Gula
Luckenbill?
Tom Gula averaged 11 and 8, G.
Bro, Ted Luckenbill, this nigga don't exist, bro. I told you this was a legion of niggas, bro. Go look up Ted Luckenbill Wikipedia, bro.
I'm looking at his stats on Basketball Reference, G. This man Tom Luckenberg averaged 2 and 2.
Bro, an American.
That man was concerned about going back to his farm
He
and feeding
spent
them
2
cows.
seasons, 1961 and 1963, in the NBA. A 6'4" who attended Elkhart High School, probably still don't exist, in the University of Houston. Luckenbill was selected by the Philadelphia Warriors in 1961. Luckenbill died in Dallas in 2014-2012 of cancer. R.P. Luckenbill, bro. He didn't do shit. He played 2 years.
Wilt Chamberlain was the only colored on the Warriors until they signed Nate Thurman.
So this nigga Gula, his nickname was Mr. All Around, Tommy, and Long Tom. Anybody call this nigga Long Tom, instant homo. I can say that now. June is over. But instant. This nigga was 6'6". Back then, they probably didn't gauge height right. Nigga was probably 5'10". Oh, it's Gola. It's Gola, not Gula. Gola. Yeah, he was racist. Yeah, he called what a nigga. 5-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, champ. One All NBA. How the fuck he a Hall of Famer? Oh, it was like 3 niggas in the Hall of Fame at that time. How the fuck he get into the? What time did he get into the Hall of Fame, dog?
The bar had to been so low back then, G. You can't get too mad, G. The bar had to been low.
No, he got a chip. I think if you get a chip as the second best player, I think you automatically in the Hall. I think Melo about to be in the Hall, bro. So the bar ain't that low. The bar is not that low. You know who else gonna be in the Hall? Mark Gasol. Bar ain't that low, bro.
Marc Gasol is a defensive player of the year and a champion.
So defensive player of the year, championship. He probably played 12 minutes. Come on, brother. Nah, my bad. We done with Wilt. But like back with Scotty. I pray for Scotty. I hope he find peace. He probably won't. Malik Beasley is fucking your wife. Probably. She probably moved on to the next.
Have they decided to get divorced or not?
Don't.
He probably trying to hold on. That she divorced.
Right, she's divorced. That's a sad situation.
Yeah,
ain't nothing to do about that.
That's what we call the Jordan curse. When Jordan gets 6 rings, he had to take some from him. They took his father.
They took his father after 3.
What you think the other 6 came from? They're like, bro, just ruin Scotty's life down the line. Okay. Ruin that nigga life. Notice the only person from that Bulls team that don't got something wrong with them is Jordan.
Steve Kerr decent.
Steve Kerr got punched.
Yeah.
You couldn't take nothing from him. He already got his manhood taken away. Your ass got punched.
Let's see. Rodman is actually in decent shape.
That nigga is a fucking spy for North Korea.
Damn.
And a Trump supporter.
Allegedly.
Yeah, North Korean Trump supporter.
Allegedly, yeah, that's used allegedly. Damn.
I think Kukoc is doing good.
Who the fuck gives a fuck about Kukoc?
Phil Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, last but not least, Phil Jackson not racist. I know I said the whole thing about, you got to stand up next to black specimens all day. Nigga, Tony Kukoc shoot better than you. Tony Kukoc gets the ball.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. That's all that was.
Like,
same thing with the Steve Kerr play. Because what did he say specifically about the Steve Kerr play?
Shitty, bro.
He said something about they wanted to have one of the white guys have a winning moment in the
No. It was the play was Drew for Mike. It was in The Last Dance where Mike literally said, "I'm getting the ball. You just make sure you get open."
That Mike could have easily took that shot, and he's like, "No, I can really do what I want to do."
This wasn't the 2 years that Mike was gone. This was Mike was still there.
Steve Kerr.
No, the Kukoc situation.
The Kukoc just was the first year when Mike was gone.
Yeah, this was. I think.
Okay. This is the first year when Mike was gone. All right. He wanted to be the man so bad, bro. But you don't understand what comes with being a man. You would never be the man when you at a team that Michael Jordan used to be at. That's just the way it is, bro. You are a jersey on a basketball team at that point. It is what it is. He had man, I don't want to talk about that shit. They won the game. You should have been like, oh, my bad, coach.
They literally built a new arena for that man when he came back.
Shit, as they should. Fucking Mike. The only reason they was relevant. Derrick Rose tried, but they left the Achilles in the door.
And Derrick Rose is going to be remembered more in a Bulls jersey than Scotty was, to be honest.
Wait, was his ACL or his Achilles?
ACL, G. It was his Achilles. He wouldn't be here right now.
They didn't take the ACL out the door.
Come on, GD. Come on, man.
ACL.
With Derrick Rose, people come at your doorstep, G.
Hey, no,
that wasn't asleep, bro.
We good. I think Derrick Rose people cool with Boone and his people, bro. Please, Derrick Rose, man. Please, bro. It's either Boone's people cool with Derrick Rose people or AD people. One of the two. Please. Dang, man. Y'all remember, speaking of that before we go to wrestling, y'all remember that time when Steph Curry got injured and they had Derrick Rose and the Raptors folk looking down like Sting?
Yes.
Wait, what did they?
Yes.
What did they do?
Yeah.
Yo, Steph injured his ankle like in a random playoff game. And they had Derrick Rose and the Raptors looking like Sting. Folk. I got a fan.
Oh my god! I can't believe I never seen that.
I'm gonna put it as go ahead. Y'all can start on wrestling, bro. But I'm gonna put it as my thing, bro. I got you, G.
Gee, that I forgot all about that happened. But yeah, so wrestling. Last week. What? So yeah. So
We starting from SmackDown.
yeah, let's start back from SmackDown. So SmackDown did their Money in the Bank qualifiers, and off the top of my head, I automatically remember Big E.
Big E beat Apollo to qualify.
Yeah, Big E beat Apollo, which means is like, nigga, I can beat you for the belt now. Then we got Sami Zayn learning that Kevin Owens is only taking a week off and said, "Hey, I am coming back, and we'll have a last man standing match on SmackDown." So shout out to that match. That's gonna be a really fun match.
It'll be a very fun match tomorrow
And that's
night.
a qualifier match as well, if I remember correctly. Jimmy learned that Jay said, "Fuck y'all niggas, I'm not coming back anytime soon." And he tells Roman, "Hey, I can be just as good as Jay." And he's like, "Prove it to me." And who did he fight?
He fought Dolph Ziggler, and that match actually turned out to be a really good match, which it should.
I think that was Dolph Ziggler 2000 match.
Shout out to Dolph Ziggler, G. The man's a workhorse. So shout out to him.
He is the workhorses of all workhorses.
Yeah, so shout out to Dolph Ziggler. Hall of Fame career right there. So beat Dolph Ziggler, decent match. Then Roman addressed crowd.
Oh no! Yeah. Before we get to that, it was funny because after the match, Jimmy went backstage and Roman was in gorilla position, and he was like, "Yo, you just seen what I did, right?" Roman looked at this man like, "Jimmy did that for a year and lost. Fuck out of here." And then he walked out. Him and Paul walked out and was like, "You know, I didn't literally ran through this pause. I done ran through this entire show. Ain't nobody left." Now, what I thought they were gonna do, because I wasn't really thinking about Edge coming back at that episode. But what I thought they were gonna do, I thought he was gonna be like, "I'm gonna just take a break for a bit. See y'all later." But before he could, after he said, "You know, there's no one left," Edge came out.
And let's rewind real quick with that because I just remembered Seth Rollins. Had a mixed tag match with it was him and Bailey, and they beat Cesaro and Bianca, whatever. So Seth was like, "Hey, nigga," went up to Adam Pearce like, "Hey, nigga, I want a title shot, and I need it." They were like, "We'll consider it." They said, "We'll consider it." So let's fast forward. Roman pretty much says, "Ain't nobody here." You would think Seth would probably be like, hey.
Yeah.
But no, Edge comes out, says, "Nah, nigga, I need my one-on-one." They pretty much go at it. Edge beats. I think he did beat his ass.
He was finna concerto Roman until Jimmy came out.
And
then Jimmy got speared through the barricade.
Got speared through the barricade by Edge. But anyway, so that happened. SmackDown ends, so now we know that we're about to get.
Then the following day, Smack and Talk comes around. Talk and Smack comes around, and Seth is pissed because the right after the show ended, Edge walked in and said, "Give me my one-on-one. I'm not going. Give me my one-on-one." They gave it to him straight up. They was like, "You got it." So Seth got up there. As soon as you should have seen his face when he learned the news. Like, did I not just go in there and ask y'all
for a title shot?
Y'all just gonna ignore me?
So, which is literally because it's been kind of confirmed that Edge wants Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. So this is the storyline leading up, which goes back to the storyline I've been telling people that literally, Seth has been trying to take people out who are probably a threat to him getting his title shot. Cesaro was the main one in his way because whatever reason, even though Roman beat that nigga ass, but Cesaro was in the way. Now Edge is in the way. Seth is going to cost Edge the belt because he wants his title shot. Edge ain't going to go because he ain't no bitch. And that's how they feud is going to go, which leads to Roman fighting Cena. Who cares? But
also flashback all the way back to 2014. Seth Rollins tried to take that man's neck and turn it into a crumbled Chico stick. So that helps. That's another. I'm pretty sure they're gonna revisit that a little bit once they get into their full-fledged feud. But that's. I think that's honestly aside from Roman possibly facing Cena at SummerSlam, I really think Edge versus Seth is going to be it's something that I really been wanting to see for a long time myself as a fan. But I think that might be feud of the summer possibly, depending on how it goes.
Yeah, go with, and also the crowd is back, so that the crowd will be happy to see that type of shit. So
Yeah.
moving on, to Raw. Raw was once again really fucking good.
I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I saw fucking Ricochet jump off from God knows fucking where, and almost killed that nigga fucking John Morrison.
Yeah, they had a really good match.
Yeah, that was a amazing match. That pretty much they were just fighting because they were both already qualified for the Money in the Bank, and that was a really good match. And then just the finish was just, hey, these niggas are insane.
That's a prelude to the wild shit that you're gonna try to pull off at the in the ladder.
Well, they can't do that no more because the fans are back, and you can't.
Well, not that exactly, because I mean, you said the fans will be back, but it's gonna be some deep dives in that match.
Yeah, but that was a really epic moment, and I also thought Ricochet was probably actually hurt, but I also kind of like motivated Ricochet as well. So I was like, hey, shout out to him. What else happened? Kofi and MVP had a face off, which was pretty decent. Kofi gave his passionate speech about how people looking down on him, don't put respect on Xavier's name. MVP comes out with the hose. They finally somebody listened to the podcast because it was nothing but the finest of hoes with MVP. They was going back and forth. Then Kofi said, "Nigga, you've been milking an injury for 6 months. You can't fight me." Bam. Then he proceeds to hit him with the Trouble of Paradise. Cool moment. Then beginning of the show, we had a battle royale because Randy Orton work injured. So Matt Riddle was in it to represent Randy Orton, which was hilarious. Damian Priest is back from whatever injury he had. Shout out to Damian Priest. He looked good in it, but unfortunately they gave it to Riddle, which led to Riddle being in the triple threat against Drew McIntyre and who was the other nigga? Oh, AJ Styles. The finish was stupid, primarily because I don't get why Omos would take AJ out the ring and then not take while he was getting pinned and then take out and then just let Matt Riddle get pinned. That was a little weird finish, but what can I do about that? It is what it is. But regardless, it was a really good triple threat match. What else happened? Nikki Cross beat Shayna Baszler. Charlotte, Flair, Tamina, Natalya beat Mandy Rose in the gang. And Jackson Riker and Elias.
The strap match.
The strap match. All I'm gonna say is this: I am not for Jackson Riker being a face, and then he's probably going to be fighting Sheamus really soon for the U.S. title. No.
No, I hate it. I don't like him. It's probably gonna happen, unfortunately. Because they really been putting him, in that light, like he's the next guy, next man up in the mid card. I don't like it at all. I feel like my honest opinion is he can kick rocks. I wish he would have gotten released. And that's we don't like to really joke about people getting released, on here, but I don't care for the guy, especially considering what he said about black folks. So, it's a big double middle finger to him.
Look, man, fuck Jackson Riker altogether, but that man is really about to get a U.S. title shot, and I am highly disappointed. But it is what it is.
There was a multitude of people that you could have went with. You could have went with Ali. You could have went with Xavier Woods, is somebody that I've been really thinking about should get a mid card win, which I think it should still be in the cards, but it's to be seen right now. We got to deal with this, this mag ass dude. So
I get it. But yeah, but my main thing, but overall Raw was decent. It was a really decent Raw. I have no issues with it. Like Raw slowly getting better, but once again, with the fans on the verge coming back another 2 weeks from now, things are looking really good. NXT this week was okay. The best part was just seeing Samoa Joe and his crew of security guards just pull up on niggas. That was, but I also been enjoying Samoa Joe as a whole on NXT because just he scares niggas, and just seeing Adam Cole beg that nigga for help, and he's just looking down on him.
Joe,
help! Joe, stop him!
Had that man in what was it, a key? Not a key lock, a heel hold.
Like, gee, that was hilarious. But at this point, I just need them to just say Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly as a winner leaves NXT match. I think it would just make it a lot more fun, and also just give me Adam Cole on the main roster. But Bronson Reed lost to Swerve Scott, which literally confirms that Bronson Reed's about to get called up. Good match, and also I'm all for Hit Row Records doing Hit Row Record teams because they're great like that, my nigga. Shout out to that. And
I will always say, rap based in any genre. That's not rap. It's corny. But in this case, I always send that comment every being corny. Just
yeah, like I still have, I like the group. I still have mixed emotions about the gimmick. It's working so far, but like you said, it's like the whole rap thing's like they could have did something else. But if it's working, I can't complain.
Yeah, it's working, and I'm cool with it. So no big deal for me.
And I'm glad Swerve got the belt. I'm a fan of his.
Yeah, so
you know that's gonna be that's a good start for the group. Now, I will say, I think moving forward, they gotta if they're gonna have what's his name, Ashanti, and what's the other dude's name, the big dude.
I forgot his name. It has something to do with Top Dollar.
Yeah. Work. I think they need to work with them a little bit more as an actual tag team instead of them just being ringside as managers, which I think it should be coming. But yeah, overall, I do like the group though.
Yeah, like I have no issues with Hit Row. What else happened? Oh yeah, it looks like we're getting Gargano versus Karrion Kross 101. I don't care for it much at all.
I think it's for right now. It's really something just for both of them to do until we eventually lead up to Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
that nigga just won 21,000 on FanDuel because he said Brooke Lopez get 25 points, Chris Middleton get 12 rebounds, Drew Holiday 12 assists. $21,104.
Gee, I could have.
Yeah, I'm probably never. I'm probably never going to bet on any of this stuff ever again. Because everything I think is not going to happen every single time.
You know how lucky you have to be to believe that Chris Middleton not only is getting 12 rebounds, but also that Brooke Lopez was going to turn to Brooke Lopez of the fucking Brooklyn Nets.
He put $100 on that joint too.
Gee, I put $4 on
$100
less. Put $4 on less, and I didn't get shit. All because Lou Will want to play like a bitch. And also, I thought PJ Tucker was gonna get over 5 points. I just need him to get a free throw, and I would have made $1,000. I hate this shit. I hate it, G. I really do. G. But yeah, so NXT was okay this week, and then pretty much SmackDown we're getting. Oh yeah, and then we already know what we're getting with SmackDown. So AEW, did they do anything fun or interesting this week? Jim Ross called the WWE Impact. WWE Dynamite. So that's fun.
The one positive highlight that I do like that's coming is they finally about to put Hangman and Kenny Omega in the program, which I feel like they haven't been doing the best they could building that, but I'm glad it's finally here. I think it's been a long time coming, and I think this is the guy that you run with as your top star. You should,
which I've been saying from jump, but it's finally happening. I kind of don't like the storyline because what the fuck the Dark Order got to do with this?
Yeah,
but
I don't. It's like they're supporting him, but they're not.
It's like what, they're just everywhere. But and also I think this week or next was Sammy Guevara and MJF was this week or next week.
It was this week. He hit
okay.
that with a tombstone off the fucking rope. And that nigga Schmitty took that nigga out.
CT Records, my nigga. Hey, so AEW did decent things this week, even though niggas are mad at Jim Ross. Who cares? So believe that's it for wrestling. Yeah, so that's really it for wrestling. Any UFC news, Daytra?
Yes. One big one. Other than the fight, that's next Saturday. I don't feel like paying for it, but day by day, crack streams ain't working. So I have to save money for that shit. So it's a big controversy that Dana White booked the interim heavyweight title shot versus Shurigan and Derek Lewis because Francis Ngannou wasn't ready, and everybody's fucking mad because why the fuck would you book a shot and for the belt, but Stipe didn't defend in a year. Daniel Cormier, when he won that shit, wasn't defending for like a year. They all was able to get ready. Why the fuck Francis can't get? Francis said he'd be ready like in September. They said no, we're gonna do this in like August, I think. So they mad about that. It's disrespectful to Francis. He literally was a workhorse for that heavyweight division for like 2 years after he lost that belt when he wasn't able to capture the belt from Stipe, but it is what it is. It shows how cutthroat the UFC is, though, man. A lot of people get to be on hiatus for years, but Francis is the only one who couldn't. I understand he in money. The only money you really got in the heavyweight division. Derek Lewis is too, and you wanna like put the hype on Cyril Gahn and see what you can do, but that was just stupid. So yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. I can't really think of anything else. Michael Bisping got snaked by a nigga in Florida, I think, but you have to be one like real nigga. Like Michael Bisping is he probably not the best fighter of all time, but anybody who ever went against him said Michael Bisping punches hurt. So there's a difference between knockout power and just punches that you feel. Like knockout, you can get knocked out just by somebody hitting you in the chin, right? But for you to get out of a fight and say these punches hurt, these were some of the hardest punches I ever took, that's fucking different. So I'm surprised that he was black who hit him too. He was like a Florida Jet. Surprised that nigga face not currently on the pavement, but it is what it is. Other than that, UFC been UFC. It's fuck Dana White though.
Hey.
Almost forever.
Hey, it be that way. But let's go ahead and wrap this episode up. We appreciate you guys for listening. As always, make sure you follow us on Twitter at 3S from the Ring, 3s from the Ring. Tyler, at this point, Tyler's officially a member of the show if you have not realized it yet. So he also now has access to the Twitter page. So feel free to ask him fun questions about wrestling and shit and basketball. He'll give you the albino perspective.
Sure.
So
always happy to answer some questions, even go back and forth with you guys. Just be respectful, and I will respect you because I will fry you if you try to get at me.
So as in you wrestling incels, he's on your ass. Oh, and fuck you wrestling incel ass niggas for getting that black woman fired. That's what I forgot.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
We did. But either way, fuck.
So let's reiterate that because that was that y'all wrong for that. That was bullshit. Because y'all don't know no more than wrestling than she does, to be honest. So
exactly. So fuck y'all. But anyway, follow us on Twitter, 3S from the Ring, 3S from the Ring. If you're watching us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, share. If you listen to us, make sure you subscribe, share, follow as well. Greatly appreciate it. And make sure you stream all this book by our boy Chaz Vibe. Make sure you check out Verlon's music, his artist name, SmokeyDaBandit. He's got a new project coming out on the 4th. Make sure y'all check that out as well. Appreciate you guys for listening, and peace.
Y'all be safe this weekend.